Hi, my name's Steve, my business partner Austin, and today we are going to talk about content marketing and why that works for bookkeepers. So, first off, what even is content marketing? Well, that's basically putting yourself out there, writing some things that appeal to people. A lot of bookkeepers think that, well, I'll wait here for the calls to come. I'll wait for referrals. I've got a Facebook page. I've got a website. That's good enough, right? Well, if you have doing this for a little bit of time, you realize that's not enough. Your business will come along. It'll come along very slowly, so you need to reach out to people in some way. And cold calling is not a fun way to do it. Paid ads is a dangerous way. It might work or it might not. And you don't want to feel like a salesperson. You don't enjoy that any more than anybody else. So how do you get around that? And that's content marketing. So if you're trying to grow your client base, you're definitely in the right place. That's what we're here to help you with. And content marketing is an excellent way to do that. So we've already looked at Google Business Profile. We've talked about that. We've talked about websites. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about social media and the need for content marketing in there and what exactly content marketing is and how you can do it right. So first off, I would recommend that you do one of the following. You don't have to do all of them, but maybe start a YouTube channel. Maybe even do just one YouTube video explaining how you help um, Dover, New Jersey, small businesses with your bookkeeping. And believe it or not, that will start to show up in the in Google searches when people search for Dover, New Jersey bookkeeper. Maybe even quicker than your website. Well, it probably will be quicker than your website. Do a Facebook post. So this is how I always try to tell people how to do these is that you make one piece of content. So you do make a piece of content for your video, and you use the basic same piece of content for a blog post, a Facebook post, your Google Business Profile update, all of them. And even an email newsletter where somebody signs into your website and you can send them out stuff. If you give helpful advice and they check on it, chances are when they are ready to hire somebody for a bigger job, definitely you're going to be the person they go to. So what's the purpose of this content? And that is basically to answer the questions that the perfect client for you is asking. So as a small business owner sitting at their desk, they're not thinking to themselves, wow, I hope I can get a bookkeeper soon or whatever. They're just not thinking about that. But what they are thinking is, if I get a bookkeeper, how much would that cost? I wonder what the difference is between a bookkeeper and an accountant, or is that just the same? These kind of little questions are very, very helpful. And I'm going to put a link to a website that will give you the questions people are asking for. I'll put it underneath the video. And I believe it's called Answer the Public. But you can look up and you put in your information there, and it'll tell you the questions people are searching for. And and all you got to do is just start answering those questions. It's as easy as that. How is content marketing different from traditional marketing? Well, traditional marketing and traditional advertising, people generally don't like. So you're going somewhere and you get a pop-up ad. It's annoying. Maybe there's a billboard up that you really don't care about as you're driving to work. Piece of junk mail that comes to your house. It interrupts people. Generally, people don't like that. And generally, people don't pay much attention to it. Content marketing does exactly the opposite. It attracts people who are looking for you. They're actually looking for the questions you have, and you've answered them. So there's a big difference. Now people actually trust you. They've been looking for something you had the answer to, and so you help them with that. It's different than the conversation of where you cold call somebody, and somebody who's working hard. The auto parry guy leaves the car to answer the phone. The last thing he wants to do is hear this bookkeeper talking about how he can help him.
Mhm.
But when you do it a different way, and he's saying, man, is a bookkeeper the same as an accountant? Can I use a bookkeeper? Do I need a bookkeeper? And you've answered that. That's a big difference. And it's the difference between getting business and not getting a business. Why this works especially well for bookkeepers. And as you know, for bookkeepers, trust is everything. People have to trust you. They're giving you their personal information, your numbers. You're getting all of their stuff giving over to you. So if they don't trust you, there's not any chance you're going to get their business. They're not going to hire somebody who hands them a flyer off the street. They need something more than that. They need actually to be able to know you know what you're doing and you're trustworthy. So another advantage to doing this is that your customers are actually searching for the things you're giving content for. So maybe it's a blog post. Maybe an owner has a question about payroll. How do I do payroll? You've got a blog post or a YouTube video about that. That's very, very helpful. Everybody's somewhat mixed up with taxes. You know, the tax code's mixed up. It's difficult. It's hard to understand exactly everything that's in that code. If you've answered some questions specific to their needs, you have built some trust. So people are Googling this stuff. Small businesses are Googling it. They don't necessarily want to be bothered by you with a phone call or, you know, a pop-up ad. But when they search for it, they want to know it. Most bookkeepers aren't doing this. So the bar is very low. Your competition in content marketing for local bookkeeping is almost non-existent. Very, very few people. Let's even see. I'm going to pick this top one. I have no idea what their website looks like, but let's see
It's a sponsor one.
if they're using any. So it doesn't look like they're using any. Okay, they do have a blog here. Let's see what this looks like. April 1st, 2026. Okay, that's not even that bad. Well, this one's not bad, but you can see even among the ones towards the top. And let's look at another one. Let's see if they did anything. Let's see if they've got a blog or any type of. They've got nothing. Most have nothing, and occasionally you run into some, but just do it even better. If you see somebody that had something on there, do it better than them. It's not hard. And the hardest thing is to start and do it every day. Stay consistent. And maybe you don't have to put a blog in every day, but if you can do it every other day, YouTube video every other day, something like that, that'll go a long way towards not only building up your website, but building up trust. And it also gives you some authority. So when people are trying to figure out who's the best bookkeeper to come to, they're going to go to somebody who they think is actually good at it. They don't just want somebody who says they're a bookkeeper. And there's a lot out there that that aren't really haven't really gotten started and stuff like that. So you've got to get some kind of authority, build trust, and this is your way to do it. It's more than just saying I own Easy Accounting Service. It's showing them that you know what you're doing, and that there's a big difference between that. I'm going to turn it over to Austin for now, and maybe I'll come back.
So a simple content marketing system would look like this. You pick 2 or 3 platforms to show on consistently. So definitely GBP should be one of them. Website with the blogs, good. A couple social platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, even YouTube. Every week you create content that answers a real question your client has and your ideal client. And not just promotional content, not hire me, just helpful educational stuff. Over time, the content builds up, and your website will start to rank, and your GPP posts show up, and your videos get found. And people start reaching out, and they already trust you. The biggest mistake a bookkeeper can make with content is just waiting until everything is perfect before starting. Like you're trying to wait for the perfect website or wait for the perfect topics. Perfect doesn't happen in the real world. Content marketing really it rewards action over perfection. The bookkeeper who publishes an imperfect post today will always outperform the one who still got a post planning 6 months from now. You don't need like everything to be perfect professional. Just start now. You want to do that?
Okay, so content marketing is basically how you go from invisible to in demand. And yeah, it's not going to be quite that quick, admittedly, but you're going to build it up to that. If you keep the content marketing up, you eventually will have too much business that you can't even handle it all. And that sounds like a way too bold of a statement, but if you do this every day, every other day, you're putting content in, it's going to get business for you. That is something that's a reality. That is something that everybody in the business world knows. Look at the people on YouTube that are posting every day, and they've been doing it for a couple years. They're all doing well. Blogs that post every day, they're all doing well. It happens over time. When you first start, you're going to be talking to nobody. In fact, our website right now, or our YouTube videos, we just started these. We're basically talking to almost nobody right now. But as it picks up, there's going to be a lot more people that watches this. But in the beginning, when you first put things up, when you're brand new at it, when you're a new channel, it's going to take time to build it up. So, what's the advantage to content marketing versus free ads? First off, content marketing comes to them when they want it, when they're looking for it. Big difference. Paid ads cost money, and more people lose money on those ads than make money. I'm almost certain of that. Very, very difficult to make money doing that. Some people can do it, but it's very hard. So that's about all I got for on this topic. But if you really want to make money as a bookkeeper, if you want this to be your career, if you're dead set on that, content marketing is the best way to go, in my opinion, and start it today. See you tomorrow.